Good day, doodlers. Welcome to another beginner tutorial with Draw Cartoons. I'm going to show you how to draw 3 different hands today. An open hand, a thumbs up, and a closed fist. Get your hands on a pencil and paper, and let's begin. Okay, let's begin by drawing a hand that's waving. So let's draw a horizontal line like this with your pencil, and just draw very gently for now because we're going to rub this out in a moment. And now a circle at the end, kind of like a lollipop that's lying on its side. Okay, now these are our guides, so we're going to rub these out in just a moment. But first of all, I want you to draw a line going up like this at a slight angle, a line coming out like this, a line coming out that's along the same line as the arm, and one last shorter line like this. You can already see the kind of shape of a hand going on here. That's why we draw our guides. So let's start with the thumb. We're going to come out from the circle we drew before, and we're just going to curve around that guide there, just like that. Try and do as good a thumb shape as you can with that. Then one more line that curves in to about the middle of the circle, around this area here. Now we're going to draw the index finger, so again we're going to come off the circle that we drew earlier, follow the guide up to the edge, curve around like a big thick sausage, and back in. We're going to do the same with the middle finger, so we're just going to curve it out, don't go any further than the guide that you drew, and then come back in. And lastly, the little finger. Now this is always shorter than the other fingers, so don't go quite as far, but again we're just going to thicken it around the guide and bring it down. And the rest of the hand we can just follow the circle round, and we're just going to finish off by drawing the arm that it's attached to. So coming away from the circle, we're basically drawing either side of the guide. You can make the arm as thick as you like. And there we go. We have a hand with all the fingers splayed out on show. And if you just rub away all of your guidelines, go over the lines that you want to keep with a pen, you'll end up with something like this. A pretty much finished hand. Okay, this time I'm going to draw a thumbs up. So I'm going to draw it the other way around this time, just to show you that this trick really does work both ways. So again, more of the same, a line going from the right to the left, and a circle at the end. Try and make it quite a big circle so it does look like a lollipop. Now again, we're going to start the same way. We're going to start with a thumb that goes up at an angle, but this time, instead of drawing 3 guides that go out, we're just going to ignore that for now. We're going to go right ahead and draw the same thumb shape that we drew before. So just curving around the guide that we drew, and then come in and draw a curve that meets with more or less the center of the circle here. Now, this is the interesting part. We need to draw the rest of the fingers curled in like they're closed. This is quite easy. So we just come away from the side of our guide here, and then we're not drawing a very long line here, but a very thick line. So we're just drawing kind of like a hump off the side of the hand. Once you reach the guide that you drew for the circle earlier, we're just going to continue inwards. And before we reach the line that we drew earlier, just here, before we reach that, we're going to curve back in and finish at the guide that we drew before. It's going to take you a few tries, but try and think of it like a paperclip shape. Once you've got that one down, you can pretty much do the same thing with the rest of the fingers. Come out, and then curl back in. And finally the last finger, remember this finger is smaller than the other 2, but not too much smaller. You go out, and you curve back in. Notice how the fingers meet the other fingers here. Keep that in mind. Don't go all the way back up here, because it might look a little strange. Continuing on, we can finish the rest of the hand now, so just follow the guide along, and draw the rest of the arm. We're just drawing either side of the straight line that we drew earlier. And there you have it. There's a thumbs up, so when you rub away the guides, if you go over the lines that you want to keep with a pen, you can rub away the pencil drawing, and you should come away with something like this. A thumbs up. Lastly, we're going to draw a closed fist. So again, the same trick as before, we're just going to draw a straight line for the arm, and a circle at the end. This is a great way to start any drawing of a hand. So now, When you close your fist, the thumb is actually across your fingers. So instead of drawing the thumb out like this, we're actually going to come out just a little bit, go across a little bit, and then draw the thumb down, like that. It's a little tricky, but you'll get the hang of it after a few tries. And then, just outside the guide, we're going to draw the closed fingers much the same way as we did with the thumbs up drawing. But this time, some of the fingers are actually hidden behind the closed thumb. So try and keep that in mind when you're drawing the fingers. But generally the principle is the same. You're just drawing oval shapes that curl outwards, and then back in. And you should end up with something like that. So then when we finish off the rest of the arm, by just thickening outside of the straight line that we drew earlier, there we go. So when we go over this with a pen, and we rub away the lines that we don't really need, we're going to come out with something like this. And there we go, there's a closed fist. Now you know my quick, easy trick to drawing 3 different hand shapes. Give it some practice and you'll be drawing perfect hands in no time. Here's a challenge for you. If you're feeling confident, try to use a combination of the tricks I showed you to draw a hand pointing at something. If you manage, show me. I'd love to see what you can come up with. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so you never miss another drawing tutorial. Until next time.